Let me look. Do you share this drive Google Doc with you that I'm working on the narrative? Did you ever share it with Brian? I think
As you know, we're working on a story about civil asset forfeiture, which is a section of the law that I think is really interesting for us to explore and look into, because it's a section of the law that isn't talked about very much, and it's very confusing and difficult to understand, and it affects a lot of people.
My role in this project has been mostly dealing with breaking down the data from civil asset forfeiture. So a colleague and I took all of the cases that have gone through Tarrant County courts from the last 5 years, which is a couple thousand cases, and broke them down in an Excel file to extract as much data as we possibly could.
working on the narrative. Did you ever share it with Brian? I think I'll share it with you.
What I cover for the Star Telegram special projects is the auctions for civil asset forfeiture. And so one of the things that we did was we put me on a airplane, flew me out to California. We toured the warehouse, got a lot of interviews and a lot of access to kind of the stuff that goes through the system, how it gets auctioned, what happens with the revenue after it's sold, and it's essentially trying to make sure that we got everywhere where this local story goes, even if that means having to go a couple thousand miles away to where the stuff is actually ending up.
Okay, email it to me, so I'm gonna check it to you and I'll forward it. Yeah.
I do want to be a broadcast journalist, and working with the Star Telegram was an opportunity to really improve on the writing skills that is really essential for any journalist. And this investigative piece was really an opportunity to work with law enforcement agencies, federal agencies, and anybody who was involved in terms of civil asset forfeiture. I think at the root of journalism, it's always telling people's stories, and I really had the opportunity to get to know, this sort of law that's a lot of people don't know, they're not aware of it.
The final exercise will involve.
I think it's really cool to work for the Star Telegram. I guess it's not something that a lot of college students can go and put on their resume, and as we're applying for jobs, it's. I worked for 360. I have my internships, but I also helped work on this big investigative project for the Fort Worth Star Telegram.
What do you think was the most challenging part of what?
And this is the cherry on top of my senior year, certainly. This was an amazing opportunity because I grew up reading the Star Telegram. So to be able to work with their editors and work with their staff has been extremely fun and rewarding for me. And this has been a fantastic learning experience. As a young reporter, to see how the professionals do it, how a full investigative team is handled, and how the investigation into this type of case is worked out through several months and through several kinks. And it's been challenging at times, but it's always been very rewarding.
Civil asset forfeiture, I think it's easy to dismiss.